Hi Gemini, welcome to Magpie Moonchild. My name is Kayleigh. Sorry there was no reads last week and I haven't got around to the monthlies yet. I had a weird rash come up all over my body last week and was a little bit poorly. It's nothing sinister, it just wiped me out for a week. So yeah, I'm focusing on it today. So let's see what we've got. All the housekeeping as always is down below. Let's see what we've got in the Muse Tarot this week. What have we got this week, please, for Gemini? You have the Two of Inspiration, so starting to make plans to make something happen, being creative. It's always like a blank canvas there, and you have a window into all the potential that is out there for you. You see it written in the stars is also what I'm getting, something written in the stars. What's written in the stars, Gemini? Let's have a look. Definitely looking at potential ways forward for yourself this week. The Empress. Something in order to expand, and again with the planets written in the stars. There's something you just feel destined and called to do, I think, and birthing an idea, literally a project that you want to get off the ground. Let's see, what else have we got for Gemini? Oh, the Hermit and the Four of Swords, Four of Voices, healing. Okay. So you've gone within, or you've been going within, or you're working. This is really coming like something that you feel compelled and called to do. Like you've gone within and you've gone, what is it I truly want to do with my life? And now you're starting to look at ways to make that happen, Gemini. And I really like this energy because it's you taking command of, this is who I am, this is where I want to go, this is what I want to do. I feel called to do this. The fact that you have the Hermit and the Empress to me would suggest that this is very much something that you need to do in order to do internal work, shadow work, things that you kind of haven't wanted to acknowledge needed to be benefited previously. The fact that you have the Four of Voices there, the Four of Swords, which is the healing card. I think you need to do this in order to heal from some past damage that has been done to you emotionally. It really does feel like a calling, like you have ignored a call for so long, and the fact that you've been ignoring the call is kind of like things keep knocking you back into this path, because it's almost like I don't know if you've been scared to take this path that you're supposed to be on, but you've kind of gone, oh well, maybe I should do that, and then that's not happened, so it's knocked you back into this path. And you always come back to this idea of something you know you're supposed to do, but you've never really considered it. You've kind of kept it shut off until now, which is quite funny because I'm filming this on Easter, which is all about opening the tomb on Easter. But yeah, so it really does feel though like that's the opening of like something that's been hidden from the world, buried away, and now it's opened, and it has astronomical potential. And there's planets. It's not lost on me that there's planets and there's beams of light shining from everywhere. It's almost like you've been given signs and it's been highlighted that this is what you're supposed to do. But I really think it's fear that's been keeping you back from it, to be honest. I think it's going to involve study, or if not, you maybe need to talk to somebody about how to move forward with this path. But it really feels destined, like you're supposed to do this, and you've known it on an internal level that you're supposed to do this. What you've not been doing is listening, and you've kind of you've made quick decisions, like that's the most logical decision, so I'll follow that path rather than the one I'm supposed to, and then that shuts down, and then you're like, well, this one makes more logical sense. It's like you've been following a logical path rather than trusting your gut and following your intuition. And your intuition is now screaming at you, you need to do this, and you've not listened. You've taken damage along the way because you've not been listening. It's almost like you go, well, there's an easy path. This one though looks really tempting. It makes sense to go this way because I want to end up over there, so I'm going to go and take this path here because it goes off in that direction to begin with. And then you get chucked through a thorny bush. You have to go through things, and it's kind of done damage on the way because you're not going the way you're supposed to be going. So you've taken hits along the way. I think you just kind of have to trust where you're being guided. I'm always getting like a feeling of surrender. Like you have to surrender that, yes, this is the path you're supposed to be on. And that it may not be the most direct route to where you want to go, but it will take you where you're supposed to go. You will always end up where you're supposed to. But yeah, maybe stick to the path that you're on rather than trying to deviate. Because that seems to be like, it's like you make that quick decision without really considering how far forward, like how it goes. And I get them not having as much control. It fills you with anxiety. Like I just want to be there already. I kind of just want to get there. This way feels more complicated. It feels harder. And it is fear that's stopping you taking the way that you know you're supposed to go. It's almost you're making the logical, safe choice rather than going the path that you're supposed to do. And that's been filling you with anxiety. I think you also get you need to listen to your dreams a bit more. There are messages within your dreams that you're not listening to. I don't know if you have I'm really getting grandparents come through in your dreams and tell you that you should be doing X, Y, Z, and then you wake up and go, well, that's silly. They never would have told me that, because that makes no logical sense why I would be doing that. But something from inside you, so your subconscious is telling you that you're supposed to be doing something and you've not been listening. Your gut is telling you that you should be doing something and you're not listening. You're doing what's logical to society, to your 3D, I want to say 3D world, like the reality, like societal reality is like, well, you shouldn't be doing that because logically you would do this because that makes more sense. But I don't think you're supposed to be following the logical sense. You should be following your gut, and every time you don't follow it, that's where your anxiety's kicking in. It's like you go to do something, and I don't know if you like have anxiety, panic attacks, like if you're going to work and you're like, the job's fine, the job pays well, and it's this, that, and the other, so I can't understand what's wrong with it. It's your gut telling you that it's not right, that you're not where you're supposed to be. And I think you know you're not where you're supposed to be. So it's about doing a bit of, if you haven't already, doing that internal reflection and seeing what really makes you expand internally. Because once you expand internally, you also expand externally. There's a saying, as above, so below, as within, so without. So as long as you are nurturing yourself on the inside, the outside are like abundant on the inside, abundance should come to you on the outside. So it's about reflecting, seeing what past hurts can be healed. Like, why didn't that work? Why didn't that work out? There's a beautiful thing of hindsight. Like, you go, well, and people go, well, that happened for a reason. And you're like, well, I don't see the reason right now. And then you go down the line, you went, oh, that happened because of X, Y, Z. It's almost like surrendering that things are happening for a reason, but because you can't see the reason right now, that it doesn't logically make any sense to you. But I think with hindsight, you'll realise that that's what happened. But yeah, I get it. It's anxiety inducing not to have control or to know where you're supposed to go. I think you know what you're supposed to be doing, but it doesn't make logical sense. Why? It's like the two parallels. Like, I know I'm supposed to be doing this. I can't tell you why I know I'm supposed to be doing this path. I just know that I'm supposed to be doing it. But that doesn't make any logical sense. So the logical part of you is going, but that doesn't make any sense why I would do that. So I'm going to do this because that's logical. And that makes sense right now. Well, that doesn't have to make sense right now. It needs to make sense in the future. But yeah, I really hope that makes sense, Gemini. Anyway, I hope that's been of some use to you, and hopefully I'll see you again next week. Bye for now.